So then I'm going to ask you the big question. Do you believe in God?
I really believe in God.
You really believe in God. And this God that you believe in, what do you believe about God?
I believe, that God is a person. When there are three persons, the Father, the Son, and the Spirit, and the Holy Trinity. And I believe in Jesus, that He's the Son of God. He's both human and divine.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my love, because that's my way to the Father. I just want to belong to Jesus. That's my life.
Have you ever struggled with faith?
Not really. Maybe struggled with vocation a little bit at times. Wondering, like, I'll never be a father, I'll never have a son.
Mm-hmm.
Not with faith.
But not with faith.
And I know some brothers who have, that sounds very painful, but I've never had that experience.
Mm-hmm. So then why do you believe this?
Why do I believe?
Yeah, why do you believe this? Why do you have this faith?
Part of it is, it's the gift of faith given
Mm-hmm.
by God, I'm sure, I believe that faith is a gift.
Mm-hmm.
And part of it's the experience, in prayer and the Eucharist, sacraments. And then the gift of people, like you, like my community.
Mm-hmm.
That God dwells within you.
Mm-hmm.
In one way, when you speak, it's like the voice of God speaking.
Some days it's not like that in choir. How do you pray? You said that was one of your primary jobs was to pray.
Yeah. Well, we pray the office in choir. We have vigils in the morning at 3:30, which I like. Sometimes the night before I think, well, will I be able to get up for vigils? But when the bell rings, and I pop out of bed. I like vigils. Sometimes we just sit while another brother reads, and then sometimes we chant together.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, we chant at lauds and Mass, Terce, and midday prayer, the Vespers. And then we have private prayer. I like to say the Rosary. If you know anybody that needs a rosary,
you gotta come.
Yeah. I have a friend who makes rosaries. I like to say the Rosary. This is the one I'm using right now.
Oh, very nice. You give these away?
I sure do.
Why?
Because this friend of mine makes them, and he has a daughter that lives in Southern California, and she's the distributor in California, and I'm the distributor in Piazza. And he's retired, and he buys these stones, and they come from different countries, but they end up in China because China makes those holes in them.
Oh, okay.
And then I like the other one. Must have left that upstairs. Oh, here it is. I like to say the Chaplet of St. Anthony.
The Chaplet of St. Anthony.
Mm-hmm. This is the...
Okay.
So that in the chaplet you say, make an intention, and an Our Father, and a Hail Mary, and a Glory be to the Father. You do that 13 times.
Okay.
And St. Anthony is, people call him the patrons of founders, finding things. So if you're lost in your way in the spiritual life, he'll help you find your way.
Oh, they're beautiful. I didn't know you prayed the Chaplet of St. Anthony.
Yeah,
How long have you been doing that for?
Oh, maybe 4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years.
And then I have another chaplet of the Blessed Trinity that I have. The beads are under my bed. or under my pillow.
Oh, okay.
And, that's an Our Father and a Hail Mary, and then 5 Glory be to the Fathers.
Okay.
And when I say the Rosary,
Mm-hmm.
I use a meditation from the Psalms
Hmm.
that apply to Jesus' life.
You ever get bored praying?
Not really.
Not too bad.
Sometimes, you know, probably more trouble with sleep.
Do you ever hear people complain that they get bored in prayer?
Yeah, once in a while. They don't feel anything. They don't feel anything.
Mm-hmm.
But that's, you know, sometimes we might not feel anything, but our faith, you know, believes.
Mm-hmm.
And there can be, this is a sign for dry. There can be dry times in prayer. It feels like there's nothing. But I like to, we have a Blessed Sacrament chapel,
Mm-hmm.
and I like to sit in there, pray and say the Rosary.
Because it's cool.
It's cool this summer, yeah. It's very cool.
Give this back to you.
Brother Dennis is there, and he's a good prayer, so maybe his part of his virtue will rub off.